They are the giants of the earth, creatures with memories longer than ours, bonds stronger than blood, and voices that rumble through the ground itself. But behind their size lies fragility, behind their strength, vulnerability. This is the untold story of an elephant seen through the eyes of rangers who stood by him from birth to death. A story of survival, loss, and the secrets only elephants can teach us. Elephants, the largest land animals on Earth. They live in families, led by wise matriarchs. They mourn their dead. They celebrate new life. They remember kindness and cruelty. For rangers who live among them, every day is a chapter in a story few outsiders ever witness. Tonight, we bring you into that story, the life of one elephant, from fragile beginnings to an ending no one could forget. He was born in the cool hush of dawn. A tiny calf, barely able to stand, leaning against his mother's massive legs. The herd trumpeted softly a celebration, a welcome. For the rangers who watched from a distance, it was a miracle. Another life in a world where survival is never promised. From the start, life was fragile. The calf stumbled, fell, rose again. His first breaths were heavy, his movements clumsy. But every misstep was met with a nudge, a trunk guiding him forward. For elephants, every calf is the responsibility of the herd. Sisters, aunts, cousins, all protectors. Elephants live in matriarchal societies. A single female, often the oldest, leads with memory of water holes, safe paths, danger. Calves learn not only from mothers, but from the entire herd. Their survival depends on a collective wisdom passed down like inheritance. And this calf, under the watch of his mother Nya and the matriarch, had a future if the wild allowed it. He grew into mischief, splashing mud on siblings, chasing birds that flew just out of reach, trumpeting with a voice too small for his dreams. Rangers named him Tembo, meaning elephant in Swahili. They watched as he tested boundaries, sometimes to brave, sometimes to bold, but the savannah does not play. One dawn, the rangers found snares nearby. A young calf from Tembo's herd had been lost. The elephants gathered around the body, silent except for low rumbles that shook the earth. They touched the body with trunks, refusing to leave for hours. Rangers stood back, witnessing grief that mirrored our own. Science has confirmed what rangers already knew elephants mourn. Their brains contain structures similar to ours, processing memory and empathy. They return to the bones of the dead, touching them gently, as though remembering. Tembo learned early that the wild takes as much as it gives. Then came the drought. Rivers shrank to dust. Grass turned brittle. Calves weakened. Mothers struggled. Rangers patrolled tirelessly, guiding herds toward hidden waterholes, sometimes trucking in supplies. Without intervention, many would have died. Tembo, still young, grew thinner. His playful steps slowed. Survival became the only game. Not everyone saw elephants as family. Some saw them as competition for water, others as threats to crops. Rangers stood between fear and survival, negotiating with villagers, protecting elephants from retaliation. Each day was a line walked between conservation and conflict. And in that line, Tembo's herd survived. One night, gunshots cracked the silence. The herd scattered. Tembo clung to his mother's side. By morning, rangers discovered tracks, blood, but no body. A poacher's attempt had failed this time. But the warning was clear. Danger lived not only in drought or hunger, but in man. By adolescence, Tembo had grown bold. He approached rangers' jeeps, trunk raised in curiosity. Rangers never touched him, never broke the barrier of wildness, but they spoke softly, kept presence calm. Slowly, Tembo learned their scent, their sound, their protection. It was not friendship as we know it, but it was trust. One wet season, Tembo fell into a mud pit, too deep, too slippery. His herd tried to pull him out, trumpeting in panic. Hours passed. Exhaustion closed in. Rangers arrived. With ropes, strategy, and endless patience, they pulled. At last, Tembo rose, mud-covered but alive. The herd surrounded him, trumpeting victory. And from that day, Tembo carried a new memory that sometimes even humans save. Elephants never forget. Their hippocampus, the brain's memory engine, is among the largest in animals. They recall faces, voices, even kindness. Studies show elephants can recognize humans decades later. Tembo would never forget the hands that pulled him from the mud. Years passed. Tembo grew into a towering bull. His tusks stretched long, his shoulders broad. He left his mother's herd, wandering alone, as all males eventually do. Rangers watched him age strong, wise, yet slowing. Each year, he carried not just scars, but stories etched into his steps. One morning, rangers found him lying beneath a tree, his breath shallow. His herd gathered nearby, silent, trunks brushing his body. They did not leave him. They stayed as the sun set, as his breath slowed, until finally silence. The earth lost a giant. The rangers lost family. Tembo's life, witnessed through the rangers' eyes, was more than survival. It was proof that memory, compassion, and resilience are not human alone. Elephants carry wisdom older than our histories. And those who protect them carry their stories so they will never be forgotten. This was one life among thousands, one giant among many. But through him, we glimpse the truth that every elephant is a story, every herd a library, every memory a lesson for us all. And as rangers whisper when they walk the plains, the elephants are watching. And they remember. If this story moved you, share it. Let the world remember Tembo. Subscribe to Triller Pictures for more stories that prove the wild carries wisdom and that some giants never truly die.